Welcome everybody to the Chess Lab, welcome to episode 25 of Road to 2500 Rapid Rating Only Chess. Episode 25, Road to 2500, we are at a quarter of 100, let's go. So, we are playing against Miao Miao Bushi 1, 2360, the strongest players we faced so far in terms of rating, I think. They play e4, so I go c5, knight to f3, knight to f6, the Nimzovich Sicilian, perhaps the most problematic part of my repertoire. Sometimes you're going to see me look up for two reasons. One, I have the recording software as usual, and also here I have an email open because I'm writing things, and so I needed the email opened. Okay, so knight c3, here I don't know what to do. Here do I take or do I play e6? Do I defend? I don't remember what am I supposed to do here. I think I'm supposed to defend though, or not. Oh yeah, now I remember. If I take, they take and they get the bishops, so I should defend, I think. And then there are some weird lines. Oh yeah, then they take, and they have this idea of playing d4, trying to take and attack this guy. Yeah, I'm starting to remember. This is all theory, guys. It's not very good theory, you know? Like, this is the repertoire that I'm following for this Road to 2500. We have the knight f3 with the white pieces, we have Sam Shankland's Semislav against d4, and Sam Shankland's course against everything else, and as you can see there is also the Nimzovich Sicilian. Now, Nate Solon is the FIDE master that made two of those courses that you saw, the one on the Reti and the Nimzovich Sicilian. Listen, they are great courses. I think that the one knight f3 course, the Reti course, is perhaps one of the best courses that I've ever studied. But like the Nimzovich Sicilian, objectively, is just... Listen, it's just not very good. It's just not very good. And also, a couple of lines that he suggests for... against the Alapin, this is something that I always say. I'm a broken record at this point, but I don't really like them much. But nonetheless, it's a matter of taste in the end of the day. Some people find those positions enjoyable, not me. And I'm committed to using this repertoire nonetheless to reach 2500, and so we'll do. They take, so I take, no reason not to do anything else. And here I'm expecting, again, ideas like d4, but there are also other options, and here they go. And here is the moment where, what am I supposed to do here? I think I'm supposed to play d6. d6, yeah. d6, takes. I'm not sure, I don't really remember too well. Wait, maybe the move is knight c6, they take, I take, they take, I go here, then they go here, and I don't have bishop e6, I should have bishop e6 here. Take, oh no, now I remember. Take, if they take, I have d6. That's the thing. And if they take, I have queen b6. Ah, okay, so knight c6. Wait, what did I say? Knight c6, takes, d6. Yeah, this should be it. Knight c6, takes, push. Okay, I'm just trying to remember my theory here. Yeah, I think if they take, I take, so I develop the dark square bishop in one move. And once they take, hitting the bishop, I have d6. They can take the pawn, hitting the bishop again, but here I have queen b6. Sacrificing a pawn, and trying to go for the madness. And then there is bishop c4. Okay, and they defend with c3. Okay, that's a very logical move. And after c3, oh yeah, we have already been there. We have already been there, guys. So the move, I think, is takes, and in the game, I think I've played bishop b4, but the move was d6. And after they developed the light square bishop, then I take, and then I played the check trading, and then bishop g4. I'm gonna go with this. Guys. Trying to improve over my previous game. I lost a game in this line, now I remember. I lost a game in this line. Yes. Because I played bishop b4, which is fine, by the way. Bishop b4 is fine, but d6 is the Solon's recommendation. Wow, playing the openings over and over and over makes you better at the openings. Wow, shocking, huh? Truly shocking. Yeah. And here, what's the move? Bishop b5, I think? No, bishop b5, there is queen a5. They lose the game on the spot. What am I talking about? Yeah, studying openings make you weak at tactics, I guess. Unless you study both, but I'm not studying both. I can't wait to finish the studying of my repertoire so that I can finally... Dude, it's not that I don't know, but like, when you exercise calculation and visualization, you become a beast. It's like you're warmed up, but on a higher level, all the time. It's just OP. And you may say, well, then why aren't you doing it? Because, you know, I want to have a repertoire. I always say this, and I never have it, so I want to have it. That's just it. So here I want to play bishop e7. Of course, they're attacking my queen, and if I take their bishop, I can resign. But also, I don't know. I don't see what's the issue of bishop e7, because if they take, I'm winning a piece. Check, maybe that's their idea. I have bishop e6. Takes, I just take back. Push, I can take with the king. I'm up a piece, dude. So, yeah, bishop e7. If they take, after queen takes, I mean, this is now pinned. Maybe their idea is bishop to b5. I take. If they take with the knight, f6 wins. So they probably have to take like this, but then this wins. So they will probably have to, after this, they have to take here first, but I take back. Again, taking with the knight, it loses, and doing this, I feel like it's not that good either. Oh, no. I would just go for my bishop b4 idea. Of course. Yeah. Of course there is queen a5, but they can play queen d2, bishop back, I don't know. Let's play bishop e7. I'm winning a tempo, I'm attacking the bishop. Feels alright. I think bishop g5 I don't think is a good move. And listen, I created certain emotions, some strong reactions into you guys, because, you know, I accused many of my opponents of cheating and stuff like that. Listen, there was specifically a video where I played against certain 2100s, right? And I was like, there is no way they play that well. Dude, I then played against 2200s, and they have played much worse. And now this 2360 is playing so much worse than those people. And those people are rated 2100. I'm not making it up. And I know that certain things that I say don't make sense. I'm aware of certain biases and stuff, okay. Still, the bottom line, 2100s cannot play at that level and be 2100s. This guy is playing so much worse and he's rated 2360. And those 2200s that then I played yesterday, they were playing so much worse too. there's no way. Like you can spin it around, you can pinpoint certain how do you say it in English, certain illogical things that I've said and done during the videos, but the bottom line stays the same. There's just no way. There is just no way. You can spin it how much you want. There's no way. Okay, they go with bishop b5. Here we go. Like, there's just no way, man. Like, I'm telling you. Okay, here I take. That was my idea. And here I don't know. Maybe I'm missing something. Because the thing is, I'm threatening e takes d4 with check, which is powerful. Well, I'm threatening queen b4. And that's why I said that they probably have to take. Maybe they have intermediate move like queen b3 and stuff like this. It's possible. Possible. But then I can even just castle if anything. Or just play this with check. Then I castle, and then they'll still have to do this to gain back the pawn, but then I have a bishop against the knight, I have a decent center, can win a tempo if they take with the knight, and then I have a passed pawn, and my position is not too terrible. Of course, I'll have to calculate a little bit more. Okay, they take, here we go, otherwise it's trouble. But here is still trouble, because if they take with the knight, I calculated that f6 wins for me, which maybe is not true, but that's what I calculated. Okay, they take like this, but now I calculated that bishop to g4 is a good move. Let's see if it's premature or not. Is bishop g4 premature? So bishop g4, there is queen to a4, which hits the pawn and hits the bishop. If I castle, I lose the bishop. That's not good. So perhaps it is premature. Perhaps it is premature. However, I will really love to pull it off. Bishop g4, queen a4, take, that's the very little problem. Here, take, up, take. Do I have some genius situations here? Doesn't seem like it. So what about queen b4? Queen b4 check. Queen d2, I would imagine. Queen e4. Queen e2. I have bishop g4 there. Wow, bishop g4 is great. And if they take, I take, and the knight spinned, they can attack me, but I take, they take, I take. They go here. It's complicated, but it's probably worth it, isn't it? Check here. Check here. Yeah, I made the wrong arrow, but you got the point. Bishop here anyways. Take, take. Here. Take. Take, take. And also this is weak then. I can also consider taking, take, take. Yeah, that's probably better. So check here, check here, bishop here, here. Oh, there's this. So take, but this is more critical. Take, take. Here. Take, take, take. Rook here. Castle. Rook here, rook here. How do you defend this guy? You can't. I'm gonna go for this. I can also play bishop a6. Oh, bishop a6 is a nasty move. Oh, bishop a6. What are they gonna do on bishop a6? Oh, that's nasty. Queen a4, bishop b5. Queen a3. That's not a bad move. However, queen takes, pawn takes, and I have two passed pawns, two connected passed pawns, bishop against knight, and a more active king. So bishop a6 is very, 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 very interesting. What am I threatening? Well, I'm threatening check, which is just deadly, because after this there's that. and they don't have queen e2 and stuff. But bishop a6 allows them to have many moves. Like what? a3 to stop... but I can just... What if I castle? Oh yeah, what if I castle? They can castle too. I go bishop here, and they go rook here. Check there, check there, check. I can always repeat if I want. And bishop g4, queen to a4, huh? Can I do something about it? I can play these, I guess, but then they can just move. No, they can't. No, they can't. Oh, there is also this sequence then that is very good. There are so many interesting options. I don't know what to do. There are too many good options. I'm gonna go bishop a6. It feels like the strongest. It really feels like the nastiest. Queen a4, bishop b5. They can't castle, that's the whole point of bishop a6. I'm keeping them in the center. Usually you want to go here, because this knight can become very strong. But in this position it really feels like they're in trouble. Knight d4 now fails. And again, this guy is a passed pawn. If they play queen a4, queen a3, then these two guys are passed pawns. And yes, they can get this square, but listen, it's just... there's no way that's enough. I'll have my passed pawns. But yeah, I definitely have to be careful about that knight. I don't know, I guess that strategically you want to play bishop here. Well, not now, because again, there are tactics. But strategically then, okay, let's say you want to castle, castle, and bishop b4. But then it's a very interesting endgame. Okay, they play queen c2. They attack this pawn. I can see that. But like, what if I castle? They take, I check them, and they can go back. What if I check them immediately? They play queen c3 perhaps. But then I check them here. And then they play queen e3. Yeah. But then I can take, and this guy's a weakness forever. I'm gonna check them. I don't see what's wrong with that. Maybe I'm overdoing it. Maybe there was no need to be so aggressive. But also I'm eating b2, and they want a too long castle, let's be real. Which may be okay for me, because I have a strong attack. But now every time they take here, of course I'm gonna castle. Then I have this with tempo, and so they can't just take this because this falls, as an idea. Like, for example, if they play knight here, I can castle. If they take, I can take here. And if they take here, they lose the rook. And if they try to win a tempo, I win this with check. And then I can infiltrate with the bishop and save it and stuff. And it's probably losing for them by force. Yeah, this 2360, they should learn from the 2100s. That's what I'm gonna say. I mean, it's just if I was making it up. Now, the reasons I give during the game, you know, when I say, oh, why is this guy thinking? I agree, this is ridiculous, right? Like, you don't know what they're thinking. Again, maybe they're getting a call, whatever. But is the undisputable fact is that you have 2100s in that video playing so much better than all the 2200s that I faced, and better than this guy for sure, and better than me, which I'm a 2250 myself. Again, they shouldn't be rated 2100 if they play better than all of us. But What do I know? All right. My opponent is thinking. Okay, queen to d2, that was expected. I'm gonna check them again. And that was expected. Now, of course, I can go and repeat somehow, but let me just take it and let's play this endgame. Okay, so this is an interesting endgame now. This is an interesting endgame, which I'm not even sure I am better in this endgame, because this knight can prove to be very, very strong. However, let's say that I castle. If they go here, I already have this, which looks okay, with the idea then to target those weaknesses. And I think I'm gonna go for this idea. I think I want a castle, because going here with my king, I don't know, because they can just check me and it doesn't make any sense. I can try to go here with my king, maybe that's better, but this leaves the f7 pawn weakened. So let me just castle, let me secure my king. Also I can try to play for f6, trading these two pawns, and then this pawn is weak. I can also play on this weakness, and maybe this, changing the structure in this way wasn't as favorable for me as I may have imagined, but you have to try something, right? Again, my plan is to simply go rook to e8. I want this rook to be able to defend this pawn if necessary, and I'm just gonna target this pawn here. I may want to play h6, c5, rook c8, rook e6. Okay, so they target my pawn here. Now I can play rook b8, which is an interesting move, because if they take, well, the problem is they take, they're hitting the bishop as well. So that's annoying. So I want to play rook c8 here. Have they replied? Because I'm waiting for a reply from my friends. Guys, wait a second that I look at. Yeah, they replied. Hold up. Maybe that's why I'm not that good at chess. I'm replying to my friends and I should play. Anyways, so rook c1. Because I want to play bishop b7, but after knight here, is it worse for me? It's kind of alright. Yeah, I'm gonna play bishop to b7. But then they can castle. Okay, so I'm gonna play rook c8. Okay, no, because I realized that, a rook here, aside of castling, rook to f1 is a decent move for them. Because that's also a very good move that I totally ignored. That's a very good move, okay. Oh, and they wanna go rook to a5. Okay, that's a very good. That's when you see why my opponent is a 2360. That's very good maneuver. But see, for example, this is an extremely human maneuver. You block the weakness and you have also a threat, which is quite simple to see. Like, this is human, and the guy is 2360. Like, okay, I'm gonna stop. But you know what I'm trying to say. Now, the good thing about knight d4 is that I'm not sure how much this is a threat. Because I can reply with rook e8. And if they take, I have this move. And if they check me, I have this move, and that's defended. And if they take with the rook, take, rook c8, but then they have the fork. Okay. Well, but now Yeah, this is typical because they want to get something like this, but my goal was never to put my bishop here. Of course, that's ridiculous. And if they play a4 without me putting the bishop here, they are creating another weakness. I'm not complaining about creating weaknesses if it's my opponent to do it. You know? Now I just want to target this weakness here. Very normal. I want to play king f8 because of some reasons related to knight to e7 in some lines, which I don't like at all. And also I want to reroute my bishop to c8 and d7 and play a6, and then even rook e6, a6. And once I consolidate my own position, then I try to figure out what to do. And also notice at the time spendage. Like at 2360, taking his time and doing this, like, you know, when you play chess for many years also online, you develop some patterns, you know, you can't even explain it sometimes. But like this guy is obviously a human, like this, of course, because there are many things that he's doing that are obviously human. And if you play somebody that does many of these things on the other side, of course, then you are biased and you're going to be wrong on some. But also, like, you get a weird vibe. And sometimes there is a reason. I may or may not be threatening f6 at some point, and if they take, there is this weak check, because if the king goes here, I have check. Okay, they go there. That's a good move. Defending many things. They want to go here. Fair. Okay, so bishop c8, rook to c1, bishop d7, rook takes d5. That's the problem. So this position is becoming a little bit difficult to handle. h6, rook here, but still rook takes. So I should go rook c8. That's how passive I should be. Oh no, but I can just play, I'm silly. I can just play bishop b7, rook here, and simply like a rook here or something. And I'm completely fine. And on knight here I have this. And on knight here I just have this. Yeah, bishop b7. I don't know what I was thinking. Yeah, of course, because this weakness is two weaknesses. It's both of them. Of course they're threatening this, but I'm not falling for it. I'm just going here. And on rook a5, I can play a6, and everything is protected. The bishop is a big pawn. He's a glorified pawn, as Shankland would say probably, but he's doing his job. And it's a very important job, keeping everything together. I want to play h6, not really to prevent knight g5, which I actually don't think the knight is doing much, especially without a rook here, but also because I want this escaping square for my king, because my problems are two, this guy and this guy, like the back rank. And that's it. Once this is solved, I'm fine. I'm completely fine when that's solved. This knight is blocked here forever. They can't take here, and they can't take here. The only way they can get to this guy if they move this knight. As soon as they move these pawns, they have new weaknesses. It's not easy. My opponent's position is not easy, and I can always play a6. Now I think that all white has to do perhaps is to just stay still, and it's fine. But first of all, it's difficult to stay still. You can see ideas like h6, g5, asking very, very nasty questions, because if I can get this move in, you know. And again, he has two weaknesses that are very, very tough, because once I play h6, my king safety is solved. However, my opponent's king safety, if you imagine me taking those 2 pawns, is never going to be solved. And that's catastrophic for my opponent. It is not about king safety in the sense that I'm checkmating them, but if you can imagine my rook getting here, that's the 7th rank. He's technically the 2nd, but of course I'm talking from black perspective, and you know what happens when the rooks get to the 2nd or 7th rank, especially if the king is there. So, okay, this move, I'm sorry, but yeah, overprotection of this pawn, that's very nice idea, but I'm just gonna play h6. Again, h6 is a beautiful move. I can go here, prevents knight g5, prepares g5. Beautiful move. I will be shocked if it's not the best or the second best move in the position. I will really be surprised. I also have some nasty ideas of playing bishop a6 bishop here. Nasty. The problem I have though is that this bishop is stuck defending the pawn, and that's why I think that objectively this is just equal. Because what can I do? My bishop is stuck defending the pawn, the knight is stuck defending the pawn. In my opinion, is a little bit difficult. In my opinion, is a little bit more difficult to dislodge my bishop from the defense of this guy than it is for me to dislodge this knight from the defense of this guy. That's why maybe, if it's not objectively equal, maybe black has a slight advantage just because of that. And yeah, okay, he plays b4. Here I'm just gonna play a6. If he wants this move, I'm just gonna take it. a4, but again, I'm not too against this simplification. Because listen, in the end of the day, no, but let's think together, right? In the end of the day, if all of this gets traded, I can always just put my bishop on a8, even though already on b7 is enough. And I mean, I don't have this weakness anymore. Yes, I'm gonna have this, but he stays with those two. So, and now my bishop can move and can start to actually target those guys. So I'm gonna go with g5. I don't care, dude. You can get your b5 in. b5 I think loses now, because takes, and it's just over. Even though this guy lacks protection after this. Okay, they go there. Now, do I want to go with my king to g6? This guy may fall in a way that I don't like it to fall. Now, of course, once they push and do this is more nasty now. Oh, that's really nasty. So let's calculate king g7, b5, takes, bishop a6, rook takes, and here I have bishop here. Oh, that looks nasty. Knight here, rook here, rook here, and it's equal, it's a draw. It's a draw. But I like it for myself more. So let's go for it. Also, I'm defending this pawn, which is nice. Over protecting h6, guys, and activating my king. I'm not hurting nobody here. Okay. I'm not forced to play the lines that I showed, by the way. I can just keep my bishop active and stuff. What is this? Rook to d3. I don't understand rook to d3, because now b5 is not playable, because take. And if you take this pawn, I'm up an exchange, and if this, so I don't understand this move. I really don't get it, but maybe my opponent is arguing rightfully so, if that's the case, that I don't really have moves anyways. But now I can play rook e6, right? And if he goes here, I can take. Okay. That's of course an idea, but look at this. Take, and then I have this move, which is nasty. If he takes, check. I may actually be losing, though, the endgame. I'm not super sure. I'm not super sure about this anymore. I'm not super sure about this, because rook here, knight here, rook here, here. I can go here, of course. I don't know, man. It's tough, tough positions here. I can go here, though, and try to target this guy. Let's go for it. Now they can play b5, but they can, if they play b5, you see, if I can get rid of those two guys, because my concern now is that white may actually even win, or push for the win at least. So, because they have these two guys that if this guy fall, they have the potential, imagine the c6 pawn is not here, they may try to get the 2 against 1 and create the pass pawn. So if they trade all these things, I'm okay with it. And my idea is to go rook b8 now, and switch on those guys. Because again, I may be in trouble. Because if we can get rid of all these people here, it's kind of okay. Yeah, as you can see, this is nasty now. I can play rook b8, take, 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 take. And if they take, I have this. It should be okay, because I'm also threatening this, so I should be fine here. Should be fine. Oh, they're threatening this. Ah. That's unfortunate, isn't it? That's unfortunate, huh? So my king is not as well placed as I thought. That's bad. So I have to take here, but then they take here, and I don't like this at all. I don't like this at all. I don't like this at all. Oh my goodness, I don't have time. I don't have time, wow. I almost, I wasn't even looking at it. Wow, great. Fantastic. It's awesome. Let's go here. I don't know why I played this move. This may just be losing. I should have gone here. No, but this is perhaps okay. Because I can always take, and then yeah, I have counterplay and stuff. I must hope this is a draw. I kinda fall asleep there. I was just looking at the position, so interesting, such an interesting position. Such an interesting position. I kinda got lost in my own head. Okay, they go back. But now, you know, this is not the worst thing ever. I shouldn't be blundering yet. Even though I can never take, because, yeah. But, okay. What if I go here? Attacking the knight. Oh my goodness. I missed that completely. Too many tricks here. Too many tricks in the book. Can't stop them all. Yeah, good move by my opponent to make sure that I didn't have some sorcery of some sort. Well, yeah, that's pretty much done. Unfortunate that I missed that, and I knew that there were forks in there, but I completely missed it. Yeah, that's unfortunate, because this is just lost. He can win also by doing this, can't do everything he wants. So, okay, I'm just gonna push my pawns. Not that it helps, but what else to do? A rook here I don't fully understand, but okay. Just gonna go here. For maybe a rook here. check. I'm gonna go here. Okay, now rook there. Gonna rook here. I'm gonna rook here. I'm gonna go here. Yeah, there's really nothing to do, but I just keep playing because why not? But it's just dead lost. My bishop is annoying, but it's just lost. Now I hope to find some counterplay over here. Again, there's nothing, but maybe I take this pawn, and maybe, you know, he has to think. He takes yet another pawn. I want to go check. And check again. And then, yeah, as usual, asking the questions, you know. As usual, asking the questions. There are still some tricks that I have. Yeah. This doesn't work, but it's cute. If they take, I take. Of course, there's that, but that's that. I tried, okay. I tried. If I go here, they check me, so I have to go here. I tried, all right. The trickery. The tomfoolery. Check, that makes no sense, but hey, it's a check. Trying to check him again. He defends. How can I pose problems? More problems, more problems. Causing more problems. Can't really do nothing. Preventing a5. Asking the questions that matter. Threatening to check. I'm just trying to be as annoying as possible, even though there's not much to do. Yeah, it's over. Yeah. Yeah. Check. Trying to defend everything. Yeah. I could resign, but yeah. You know. I'm gonna resign in very short order. Very short order. Oh, but b6 there is bishop takes a6. That's funny, okay. He's lost anyways, even if he blunders that, but it's funny that it exists. Yeah. That's funny that it exists. Yeah, I mean, they're gonna promote. Yeah. Maybe he misses that the bishop is hanging. Okay. I'm gonna resign. GG. That was a good game. GG. You see, I can lose without saying that they're cheaters, if it's obvious that they aren't. But sometimes it's not. So let's analyze this. That was a good game. I kind of lost my way into the end of the endgame and stuff. But already in the middle game, I kind of lost my ways. Okay, my opponent played very well, and you may say, looking at this, okay, but since your opponent just made one inaccuracy, why don't you say he's a cheater? Because somebody that is rated 2360 rapid can absolutely play like this. The problem is if you are rated 2100 and you play like this guy plays, you should be rated like this guy is rated. Sometimes that's also the issue. It's not that humans can play like that, it's that humans rated certain ways can't play like that. That's just how it is. Okay, so here I was doing all right. And also you see, for example, this position is -1, but so far the engine doesn't detect any inaccuracy, but of course White didn't play very well. He must have played numerous moves very low in the list of top moves. Right? And this is not something that necessarily you know as a fact, but you can sense it, Of course this position was better for Black, and now the engine confirms. So the opponent must have played very slowly, some very minor, not even inaccuracies, let's say inefficiencies, right? Yeah, queen takes c3 was the wrong choice. I should have gone for queen c2, which, of course, would have made my opponent's life harder. I decided to trade and enter this endgame, but that was the wrong decision. Here I should have played rook f to c8 and the other rook go on the b file, so I should have focused on the b file and then trade this rook. Wow, very nice, because I needed that c5 and that would have solved all of my issues. Okay, very, 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 very instructive. Instead, I was like, I'm just gonna barricade into the defense and I'm gonna be able to target e5 eventually, but that's wrong. Here bishop b7 is better. I think that here I hallucinated. I thought they had this move in one move, but no, they had to play king d2 first. So I think I hallucinated, or maybe it was here. No, but then this is fine. And here I thought that I was doing okay. I think that I thought here that Black was doing better. Or is either equal or slightly better, but no, it's actually better for White. Okay, but it's not too easy. Here I should have played h5. Okay. Oh, that's very instructive, because it's better to lose the g5. Okay. But of course, if you misevaluate, this is what you do. Okay, so rook d3, bishop a8, knight d4. Yeah, here taking is best, but now it's critical that rook f5. I wanted to play rook f5, it's just that because of the little seconds if you follow the video closely, you see that I had this idea at some point, but I just didn't play it because my time management skill as usual are just terrible, and instead of going for the very active counterplay over here, I just went for that ridiculous idea of attacking before, but before, of course, it's much more easy to defend. And now g4 blunders knight f5, followed by knight d6, which is unstoppable. So I should have played king g6, first getting out of the check. But okay, now I had no time at this point, so... But it was equal, I should have played rook f5 and it was equal, okay. So, that was a good game. My opponent just played very, very, very precisely. And, the knight is just too tricky. And here I could have resigned immediately, but okay, I just kept playing, because why not? Okay, so let me check. I want to play another game, but me and my friends, we kind of want to go out. So let's see. Yeah, they want to do it in 11 minutes. Okay. So I told them that it's okay for me. And so, basically I have to go in literally, 11 minutes. So thank you so much for watching. Hopefully this video show you that, when I'm salty, of course I start to say things that makes no sense. Like, oh, why is this guy thinking in an obvious move, and then I do the same, of course. But if I'm salty, aside of what I say after I am, there is a reason why I get suspicious. It's not true that there is a reason. There is always multiple reasons. Sometimes you see, for example, chess vibes, National Master Nelson. They say, oh, this guy is cheating and all that. You get a feeling when somebody that has a rating is playing, following certain patterns of the way they move, the quality of their moves, like that is not appropriate to their level, you suspect. And again, some things may look weird because they are potentially human, right? But the problem is, again, it depends from the level. Like this guy here, if he was rated 2100, I may be suspicious, you know? And even this guy here that was rated 2360 or something, I already forgot. Even him, if he was a 2100, I actually probably wouldn't be suspicious even then. Because again, he wasn't playing very optimal chess. And he was 2360 and he wasn't playing optimal chess. So how can you justify the 2100s that play optimal chess? Like, you understand that there is a problem, you know? But this, I'm not angry or anything. This is very interesting topic, in my opinion. It's just extremely interesting. And so I get, of course, fired up when I talk about it, but it's out of, again, being very interesting. Fascinating topic, but okay, I have to go. And what to say, this game I lost, but again, I'm in a very good mood. I would love to actually play again, but I literally have to go. So thank you so much for watching. Enjoy your chess.